Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about some of the discourse with the Halo Warbond. Half the people saying it is the best thing since sliced bread, and half the people saying it's the worst thing since Polar Patriots. Now, this was an interesting topic. If you guys didn't notice, I didn't actually post a Warbond review because I just been streaming it and giving my thoughts while I'm live. And it's just not the most appealing Warbond to me personally. I'm not the biggest Halo fan ever. I would have preferred like a Gears of Warbond because the Lancer is such a badass gun from Gears of War. But personally, like I saw the Dusk Devils trailer next week, and that Warbond looks more up to speed with what I'm interested in. So I was just kind of waiting for the update next week. This one wasn't so much for me. Now, with that being said, we are going to be talking about it today because I have been successfully rage baited finally. I've been seeing lots of comments about how the Halo Warbond guns are better than they're getting credit for. I've seen tier lists where it's just rated highly and recommended to new players. I've seen people saying it's like 8 out of 10 in terms of usefulness. And I'd like to talk about this for a minute. I'm not going to sit here and flame it. I honestly don't think the guns are the worst thing ever. I just think they're like average guns that are just side grades, or even downgrades a lot of the time to some of the guns we already have. Like the Halo shotgun, it's not a bad weapon, but we already have the Punisher. It like, they're very similar. You trade damage for like 30% of the ammo, and it's like, you know, you can two-shot an Alpha Commander with the Halo shotgun, but it still uses the same amount of ammo on Hunters and Warriors and stuff. So to me, it's just like a side grade, and it just wasn't super exciting. Like, you know, I'm not going to try to act like it's the worst thing ever. But with that being said, I just want to talk about what the community says versus what sort of some of the truth is. And, you know, why do we have to split up on two sides of half the people saying it's the worst thing ever and half the people saying it's the best thing ever? You know, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle, right? Now, with that being said, we also got the CEO Shams. We have a Discord message from him of someone basically asking him exactly that. What does he think about half the people or content creators or streamers saying it's the worst Warbond ever? So we've got some Discord messages. And then we're also going to talk about the stats behind the Warbond with the silencers and how they're not actually doing anything. And then also some of the stats of the Warbond weapons. Oh, and also I made a tier list of Warbonds on stream yesterday, and this is going to be an objective facts tier list. So any new players, I'll give you guys some actual objective analysis where I will explain some of these things to you. And we also have a tier list for pure drip. So this video will be time-stamped, and yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing I wanted to cover was this Reddit thread, because this was one of the Reddit threads that successfully rage baited me into talking about this. I actually downvoted it, which I never do. And, you know, it's one thing to say it's good beginner weapons when I'm going to show you guys that's not the case. It's one thing to basically say like, oh, are they statistically competitive? Maybe not, but they aren't far off, which just, you know, also isn't that true. But the thing that really rage baited me here was they said, and you don't have to grind for attachments, guys. Weapon customization, the system that players have been asking for in this game since launch, not only because it's cool to customize your weapons, but also because we want late game progression. We want to grind for weapon attachments. So it's just sort of statements like this that end up successfully triggering me, because I'm like, bro, if you like the Warbond, that's fine. But it's like, just be honest about it, okay? It's not a good beginner Warbond. But these tier lists are separate. And with new players coming to the game, like, and they have 16 different Warbonds to buy, like, unless you're a big fucking Halo fan, this is extremely low priority. Like, unless you're a giant Halo fan. And here's the thing, when you give new players bad advice, and then you have a bunch of threads on Reddit talking about how the Predator strain sucks, yeah, maybe it's because you got the fucking Halo Warbond first. Predator strain is a pain in the ass. Let's see if this is a new player. I'm a new diver who wants to enjoy that. Can I retire now? Can I just retire? All right, so let's pull up the Warbond tier list. Like, and that's what I'm trying to say is that, like, I end up getting successfully rage baited, because I do think it's one thing to value a Warbond for the drip as a late game player, but with such a high influx of brand new players coming into the game, and they kind of don't know what's good yet. And also, like, a lot of you veteran players forget what it's like to have no shit modules, right? When you're a brand new player, you don't have superior packaging methodology. Resupplies don't actually give you all your ammo back for your support weapons. When you're a new player, you only have one 500 kg. You don't have your second eagle, your extra eagle uses for your eagles. There's a lot of very valuable shit modules like sentries get 50% health, they get 50% explosive resistance, and they get 50% more ammo. I forget exactly. Like, as a new player, you really do need good advice on how to learn the game to be able to enjoy it. And you end up getting Reddit threads about how the Predator strain sucks ass. So here is my tier list for meta or usefulness on the Warbonds. If you're having trouble with the Predator strain, let me introduce you to a Warbond called Chemical Agents. It is the gas Warbond. It has the gas grenades, which are the best bug grenade in the game, bar none. Not even close. And it also has the Gas Dog backpack. The reason why these items are good is because for enemies like the Predator strain that are so fast that you can't run away, when you gas them up, you confuse them, and that builds space. And this will actually enable you to bring worse guns. Like, you can run the Halo Assault Rifle or the Halo SMG on Predator strain for the drip and the vibes and the feeling if you have a Gas Dog on your back creating space for you. And like, I saw this Twitter post, I take this back, the Predator strain sucks lol, severely unbalanced compared to regular bugs. I like the concept, but it's executed horribly. And in my opinion, as a veteran player, the Predator strain is the best subfaction in the game, and it's also optional to play. Now, no hate towards Robot Lover, I'm just assuming that they're a new player, and the Predator strain is very, very tough on new players. I think their opinion is valid, even though I disagree on it. It's just a bit of a learning curve. That's what it comes down to. You have to learn how to fight them. And even for veteran players like me, if I make a mistake while I'm on the Predator strain, they kill me, bro. And I find that fun, that I have to kind of sweat a little bit more compared to regular bugs. I find the Predator strain is like my favorite faction. Them and the Jet Brigade I find to be the most fun. So then we had the CEO Shams respond to a user on the Discord. Somebody, I whited out their name, but they tagged Shams and they said, you know what I really think is that streamers and content creators have optimized and made so much content for the game that now they focus on crazy OP weapons only. Everything else is bad. This led to like a limp reaction to every new weapon. Like, I know Ragdoll is crazy, but Fog, it's not that bad. Like, this game was never made to be played for 4,000 hours, and what's your take on this? So, first things first, right? He's clearly talking about me and other streamers, I'm sure, but I did post a video recently where I complained about Fog, so it's definitely a shout out to me. Now, I would just like to point out, in one of my just like, yes, the devs confirmed this videos, doubts people, the background footage of this game was me playing no HUD Constitution, okay? Me and Clay and some people in our communities turn the HUD off, we load up with the Constitution and medium machine guns, and we go and blast it out on the bots, okay? I do lots of stuff like this all the time. We do themed loadouts, we'll bring lasers only. Like, I try to have fun in this game, okay? I don't just sit here and only use the most overpowered weapons, because I do end up finding those playstyles unfun if that's the only thing I'm playing. Like, I also want variety. So that's the first thing. Now, Shams ended up responding to this, and he said, this is a challenge for all games. They represent the playstyle of a minority, but set the standards for many as they have a platform to broadcast and many who look. We balance things out internally by looking at a lot of data, metrics, and qualitative data like said streamers. The vast, vast majority silently play the game. They don't post here on Reddit. And when we do good, it's in the stats. And when we don't, we also see it. Sometimes it overlaps with what influencer people say in social media. Often it does not. So we use different tools to calibrate our compass. Doesn't mean we always get it right. We screw up all the time. But I think we keep learning and improving as proven by the recent appreciation, player numbers, and sales. So what this reads to me is that Shams is just reinforcing that we balance things based on their internal stats and data, which is essentially spreadsheet balancing, which is the entire 60-day plan controversy. Now, in my opinion, this is a really in poor taste message from the CEO because, again, this is what sparked the entire 60-day plan. So here is the message to the community from our game director. Fellow Helldivers, I want to directly address the feedback you've raised about the Escalation of Freedom update. We've spent the last week listening to feedback, reflecting about the path ahead for Helldivers 2, and how we want to continue developing the game. In short, we didn't hit our target with the latest update. So they only did anything during Escalation of Freedom because they didn't reach the player counts that they wanted for that update. In short, they didn't hit their target. And what I'm reading here is what Sham said is because they hit their target with the Xbox update, you know, it had nothing to do with the fact that Xbox has been wanting to play Helldivers for over a year and a half now. Like, I don't know. So he thinks the streamers are wrong about what they are saying. And here's the thing about content creation that I think a lot of people don't understand is that I am not an influencer. And I find the word influencer to describe my job as being a little bit cringe. And the way I read this is that Shams is marketing me as an influencer rather than a content creator. Okay, I'm not famous. I'm not the most famous person. I'm not Pokimane with an army of simps who are willing to just do whatever I say. Okay, if I post a bad video, if I post a bad opinion, then I get flamed for it in the comments section. Let's just look at this video I posted May 13th, 2024, when Polar Patriots came out. The entire community was raging about Polar Patriots, but guess what? I liked it. That was my genuine opinion, okay? A lot of you disagreed with me, and that's fine, but that was my genuine opinion. I liked Polar Patriots. The Pummeler was my favorite gun in the game at one point. And guess what happened? This video got 2,000 dislikes to its 1,300 likes. I got flamed in the comment section, right? And everybody told me I was a dumbass and I was wrong. When I post a bad opinion, I get flamed for it, right? I'm not an influencer. I don't represent the playstyle of a minority. My videos only get views and likes on it because people agree with me, and almost for no other reason. People value my opinion on the game because they feel the same way. When they go to YouTube to watch a Helldivers video, they click my videos because they resonate with the opinions. And when you balance things internally based on stats, like one of the things that sparked outrage during Escalation of Freedom was that the Breaker, Incendiary, and Flamethrowers were nerfed. And Shams, you left a message in the Discord that the Incendiary Breaker was 30% of all Terminated sessions at some point. Very much a meta gun. Is that a problem? Yes. Is it a big one? I don't know, and we'll discuss it. And I know you've heard flack from people because people have brought that back up to you in the Discord and you've responded. But when you guys balance things based on internal stats, it doesn't necessarily make people happy. Now, another thing I just want to point out here for the fun of it is that this guy said, Fog, it's not that bad. Let's go ahead and take a look at the only clip of me playing a Gloom mission on stream yesterday. Let's just roll the clip. Thermite bounce. I clicked my melee button there, chat. It didn't work.
Administering freedom.
Bro, you're telling me the game makes this much fog underground? Bro, I'm under the water. Please help me. I am drowning. I'm not even going to ramble on about this. I just wanted to show that gloom bugs are apparently making fog like 2 to 3 meters under the ground. All right, so next I want to shout out WiseGuyVito. I'm going to put the link to this video in the description. This was someone who posted a video called "The ODST silence weapons are broken and you are being lied to." Now, he is raging in the title a little bit because he's a big ODST fan, and he ended up being disappointed with the new Warbond. Now, the main thing he's pointing out in this video is that the stats of the silencers are not actually any quieter than any other SMG. We have a spreadsheet right here with audible sound radius in Helldivers 2. And if we took a look at M7S, we can see that it has an audible range of 33 meters. Let me try to zoom in on this. It's a little small. We can see that the M7S has an audible range of 33 meters. Let's take a look at the Pummeler's audible range, 33 meters. The Defender's audible range, 33 meters. Reprimand, 33. Sta, 33. Knight, 33. So on the topic of silencers, like personally, I think this is a horde shooter. It's not a stealth game. But with that being said, the silencer in-game doesn't even actually make your gun any quieter. It's the same audible range for all of the pistols, Peacemaker, Redeemer, Verdict. You can see they're all 33 meters. Grenade pistol, Ultimatum is also apparently 33 meters. Although I think in the case of explosive weapons, it makes noise where the explosion lands. So this one might look weird to some people, but the Ultimatum is really loud when the explosion goes off. This is only the sound from literally like shooting the gun. So don't get rage baited by that one. And now I figured let's go ahead and look at some of the Punisher stats compared to the ODST weapon stats. So we had Grasp posted the data mined info for me. Now, one of the things, like I said, that rage baited me in that Reddit thread was that you don't have to grind for attachments. But the thing is, we want to. So let's take a look at the M90A shotgun's horizontal and vertical spread. So it has, I'm sorry, I can't zoom in on Discord. It has 120 horizontal spread and it has 100 vertical spread. Now, if we compare this to the base Punisher, the base Punisher has 150 horizontal spread and 120 vertical spread. So the base Punisher has a bit wider spread, 150 compared to 120 on the horizontal, and 120 compared to 100 on the vertical. And let's take a look at the full choke. Now, the full choke weapon attachment gives you minus 50% spread. So this isn't cutting it in half. It's actually doing 150 divided by 1.5. So with the full choke, the Punisher has 100 vertical spread, and then we do 120 divided by 1.5, and it has 80 horizontal spread. Now, I do believe that the M90A is essentially the Punisher, but with a half choke. The half choke gives minus 25% horizontal and vertical spread. And if we take the Punisher's 150 horizontal and divide it by 1.25, we get 120, which matches the M90A. And if we take the 120 vertical spread on the Punisher and divide it by 1.25, it gets 96 vertical spread, just rounded up to 100. So it seems as if they balance the spread to have a half choke. Now, personally, on the topic of crossover weapons not getting weapon customization, I'm sure there are some legalities involved. That's what a lot of people have been saying. Although I do have to question, like, if Arrowhead talked to Halo Studio and said, hey, we have weapon customization in our game. Are we allowed to customize these? Do you guys have different attachments in lore? I would be a little bit surprised if Halo Studios, being another video game publisher, said, no, you can't do that. You can't give more features to gamers. Now, maybe they did say that, for all we know. But with that being said, if there is a legal reason why we can't get weapon attachments on this guns, then I would just ask that they balance it towards the better option, which is the full choke. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. I'll see you guys next time. Like the video. I'm out.